is I want to take this whole mirror housing off and clean it up, and I have it currently covered with Plastidip. I'm going to remove that, revealing the painted surface, GT silver surface underneath. This part should all still be black. That was not painted body color. You can see there's some of the Plastidip is starting to come off. So I'm going to remove the mirror. To do that, I have to go inside, remove some trim. There's one bolt that holds this on and a wire connector, wiring harness. So I just need to take care of those, and I can pop this off and clean it up. And I'll do both sides. Okay, so the first thing I got to do is take this black trim piece off. There we go. So removing this trim piece first, you just get behind it, a couple different tools, just pry it up. There's a couple of spots where it connects, and just pop this off and rest. There we go. So this all comes off, real simple. You can see there's really 4 or 5 connection points for this part. It's just all ABS plastic that covers the control module. Next, we need to take out the plug. There's a rubber plug that covers the hole where the single T40 bolt is. So right in this area is where I just pulled out the rubber grommet. This was stuck in here. It covers a hole. It's actually quite deep to get to the bolt. The bolt itself, I might have to turn the camera a little bit, is in that hole. That's the best I can do to see in there. But you're going to have to get a long extension, at least 4 inches or 3 inches, something like that, to get all the way in there, to make sure that you don't drop the bolt down inside the door panel as well. Now as we release this bolt, the outside mirror will become loose, so I'm just going to loosen it enough to get it wobbly out there, and then I want to go around and shore it up so that I don't damage it or drop it or anything like that. So I take my T40 extension. Now this should be on there pretty tight. It shouldn't be torqued too much, but it is on there tight. And shouldn't need a torque wrench, but you're going to have to turn this pretty good to get it loose. There we go. Now you can see the mirror is already starting to loosen up from the door. So I want to be careful not to loosen it so much that it falls. And there we go. And the biggest trick is going to be making sure when you pull this bolt out that you don't drop it. So you want to have some way to hopefully keep it on the end of your Torx. And this is the electrical connector that we have to pull the pin on. It's right here. And then this, I think, is a tab. It should come out. There you go. So that releases the electronic or the electrical connector for the rearview mirror. This goes in the controller. This one is for the airbag. There's another controller here. Pretty easy to just pull this red clamp out, press down, and pull it out. Pops right out. When we take this out through the door, we want to make sure that we don't that we're able to get the wire back through here. So there's a rubber grommet we got to remove and fish that through. And sometimes it makes sense to tie something around the end of this as you pull it through the other side, because you have to pull it to the exterior so that you can easily pull something back through the other way. Okay, so let me get something to start protecting the side of the car. Make sure if the mirror falls down, it doesn't go through. Okay, so before I take off that final bolt, I've got it loose. I covered up my mirror just in case I protect it if it falls. Like I said, there's a rubber grommet in here. You just have to gently push it through in the direction towards the outside. It actually just pops right in through the hole. I tied a piece of string around the cable, so as I pull the mirror out, this will pull the string through, and then I can, when I go to reinstall it, I can pull this back through, just tie it to the end and pull it back through, because there is a little bit of an angle it has to go up and into the mirror from. So I'm going to do that next, and I'll try and capture as much of this as I can on video. But it was really easy. You don't try to pull the rubber grommet out that it's around. It's not very intuitive. You actually just push it right into the door, and then you can remove it when you get it out. I also, just to be safe, I took a little piece of contact glue and stuck it on the tip of my Torx. So when I go and put this in, I'm holding the mirror so that it doesn't fall out. The mirror's getting really loose here. And I'm just holding it from underneath, just be careful. Should be coming out in a moment now. If you turn it slowly, you'll feel when it reaches the end. Alright, so got the bolt out. It's the only thing holding this on except for the wiring harness. So I'll put that aside. Around to the back. And you should be able to just pull this straight up and out, feeding this cable through. This is all connected. Just make sure it gets fed through without kinking up. Okay, so I'm pulling this out. It's a little tricky winding getting the connector and the grommet out through this space from the inside. So I continue to try and work it out. You don't want to yank on it too hard and break something off on the connector or lose the grommet. So I'll just continue working it slowly but surely, get it out of here. I rested the mirror there for a minute, but you can see processes, you got to kind of work it out from the space. There's not really much room to get your fingers in there from either side, so could be getting jammed up in there. You don't want to just yank it real hard, like right there it's stuck. Sounds like maybe the connector's getting stuck on something in there, so I'll just have to work that out from the other side. So I'll go back to the other side in a moment here. This is the mirror assembly. You got the wiring harness, goes into a rubber grommet, and then that grommet feeds out into the inside of the door panel, into the control module. I have standard mirrors. These are not folding or power folding, and they're also not the Sport Design mirrors or the GT3 mirrors. They are auto dimming and all that kind of fun stuff, but they have connections for that. But I plasti dipped them. You can see, just hopefully I can get this in focus. You can see I sprayed it. Oh man, it's over a year. And finally I started to see a little bit of deterioration in the dip. And it doesn't look like I went very heavy on this. I can see some modeling. But they went well with the rest of the color scheme of the car. So what I want to do is I want to peel off the plasti dip, get it back to a GT silver mirror. There's you can see, maybe see the faint line here. I had the dealer actually, when I bought the car, had already put Expel on it, so I just left it on there. I may have to strip that off as well. I'm not sure how it'll come off with the plasti dip paint. So mirror is otherwise in good shape. There's the gasket. So I'll get busy doing that, and then I'll come back to you when I'm putting the mirror back on. What's left here, I also put I pulled a string, actually some twine through, so that when I go to put the mirror back on, I can get it through there without any problems, because you have to kind of work it down through that area. It's a little tight in there, and then pull it out the back into the inside of the car to connect it. So done with that. You can see there's a lot of dirt around where the base was, so I'm going to clean that up too while I'm here. I'm not going to do a whole wash. I mean, the car is quite filthy with salt and grime, but I'm at least going to clean that up so when I put the mirror back on, it's clean underneath, and we'll go from there. Plasti dipped my my mirrors, and there was Expel installed by the dealer before I did that, and it's only a piece of Expel. It doesn't cover the whole mirror assembly. But I found that as I was peeling off the plasti dip, this is how easy this plasti dip peels off, and I wasn't sure how it would affect the Expel that's underneath of it, but man, that stuff's as shiny as the day I got it, and that's a heavy-duty Expel. It's kind of interesting how it's been peeling off right in line with the piece of Expel, but look, I mean, this is how easy plasti dip will come off. When it comes off, sometimes, you know, not all in one piece, but pretty easy to peel off. So I thought you guys might want to see, like, I wasn't quite sure myself how the Expel underneath would be impacted by this, but my GT silver colored mirrors should be in perfect shape. I had waxed them, you know, I had cleaned them up, barred them, you know, clayed them prior to putting this stuff on, so they were sparkling clean and smooth, and the car was still pretty new, so should be in great shape underneath them. Back to silver mirrors. Stripped off all the plasti dip. This part was always black. All this up here had been dipped in matte black to match. I'm just going to leave it as is for now, because I think I'm going to do a colored wrap on the car at some point. So I cleaned it up pretty good. Use a little bit of xylene, get some of the extra stuff off the cracks and nooks and crannies. And then I'll just do a thorough cleaning once I get back on the car. So next step is to tie the connector, the string on the end, pull it through the car, and I'm going to do that once I'm just going to clean up around the edge over here on the door panel. So yeah, as you can see, it's quite dirty right there. Okay, so I'll do that first, and then I'll clean up the rest. Okay, I used some quick detailer around the edge, just to clean up the door. Like I said, I'm not going to clean the whole car yet, so this was just to get this area prepped for putting the mirror back on, and I'll do that now. Got basically everything back ready to go, back together. I'm going to pull the electrical connector through and the harness through the door. Might take a minute to finagle that, and then I'm going to same time I'm going to put the bolt back in at least enough to hold the mirror in place while I secure everything on the electrical side. So I found one thing to do that helps a bit in getting this all back together. This is just my own experience. Is to take a long reach tool that has a little grasper at the end. You feed that back through so you can get it right in the hole. If you can get it started, it'll go a lot easier. So I got that in the hole here to get it to start. Just to secure the mirror enough. You can see that over my shoulder. Okay, there, I can feel it biting in now. And it's going to hold that mirror in place. Really pretty well, probably. That's solid right now. That's not going anywhere. Now I can work on getting my wiring harness through, which takes a little finagling here because it gets jammed up in there. The hole's kind of small. You got a rubber grommet to deal with. Let's see if I can get it out of here pretty quick. And you can get my big hands. I can get part way out. It should be good to grab with 2 fingers. Let's see. The connector right here. I just need to work it out. Now the other trick is getting the rubber connector down. And here it is. It's coming slowly. There we go. So now that I got this down, I'm going to take this twine off. It's really a pain in the ass because it's shedding all over the inside of the car. So I'm just going to undo that slip knot. Loosen that. And, that's nasty. Okay, so I'm done with that string. Got everything out except for the rubber grommet, and the rubber grommet is coming now. There it is. If I pull it snugly, it should pop back into place. Let's see. It's like remember from looking at it outside of the car, it's like an oval shape. So you kind of have to line up the oval shape with the oval hole. Yank it up into place so it grabs on. If not, you might have a rattle. I don't know if this really is a big deal, but let's see how to get this back in place. Just double check that it's sitted right. And okay, so I got the rubber grommet back in. You can see it there. I got the connector back out. All I have to do is punch that in, push that down, make sure this connector's in, control panel, connector, and then go back to my T and tighten this up. And you want to tighten this as much as you possibly can. Don't over tighten it. There is a torque setting for this. I don't recall what it is. And voila. It is back on. So now I just want to take the trim piece and put that back in. And this just snaps into place. So everything's good there. And that's all we got to do is. And there you have it. The driver's side mirror is back in place. Now I have to go do the other side.